All right, hello and welcome to another session of Fit Essentials. Here's our disclaimer. You are about to engage in intense physical activity. Proceed with caution. Do not attempt to perform any movements or activity that exceed your current physical capabilities. Participants with injury, high blood pressure, chronic health conditions, recent chest pain, or that have any other condition that may limit their ability to participate in this activity should consult their physician or healthcare provider before proceeding. So always listen to your body. Do what you feel good to do, and don't beat yourself up if you don't feel up for it. Just do what you can. All right, come on to your feet. Set your feet right outside, right underneath the hips, slight bend of the knees. We're gonna take some nice deep breaths here. 3 rounds, breathing in, reaching up overhead, about 4 seconds in. Breathe deep, and about 4 seconds out. Just relax the arms down to the side. Very good. Hands in front of the chest. 2 more times. Breathe and reach. And exhale. Fantastic. Last one. Go ahead and come into your body as you breathe in and let out any stress, worries, any craziness you've had for your day today. Fantastic. One hand on the hips, slight bend in those knees. Go ahead and reach across the body, twisting to the side. And we'll just go side to side. About 3 to 5 on each side. Nice long reach. Good job. Try to stay upright through your torso as you reach and just extend through the shoulder. There you go. Good, Shirley. Let's go about once more each side. Fantastic. When you finish that, we're going to start to circle the hips. Hands on the hips, circle around. Very good. And then when you're ready, switch directions. Fantastic. Go ahead and walk your feet in a little bit closer, toes pointing straight ahead. I don't lock the knees, just that slight bend, core engaged, and now you're gonna bring your chin towards your chest and start to round through the back. We're just gonna wake up the spine. Stay strong in the legs. You're gonna slowly make your way down to your shins. If you can get to the ankles, you're not forcing anything. We're just saying hello to the back side of the body. And then once you find that bottom position, breathe for 1 breath and then start to reverse directions. Tucking the hips under, slowly come all the way up to standing. Shoulders back. Very good. We'll do that a couple more times here in a little bit. First, we're gonna go hands up to overhead, slight bend those knees, and now we're gonna rotate again, this time trying to look over the shoulder. So rotate to one side, back to center, and then to the opposite. Let's go about 2 more each side. Twist, back to center. Very good. Once you finish those rotations, now we're gonna bend to the side. So side bending. And if you prefer here, let's go one hand on the hips and then reach up and we'll turn it into that side stretch. So side stretch, look up towards the ceiling. And just take about 1 breath wherever you feel that tension along the side of the body. And then we'll come down and switch sides. Hand on the opposite hip. Reach up, palm towards your ceiling or sky if you're outdoors. Breathe into the front of the rib cage and down and relax. Very nice. Once more each side. Welcome, Jean. Reach and turn. Breathe. And switch positions. Good job. All right, once you finish both on each side, we're gonna walk the feet in and we're gonna start with a paused march. So you're gonna bring the knee up, opposite arm, lift the toes as well. We're gonna look to hold that position, just like 1 to 2 seconds, lifting up through the core. And you're working to not allow the hips to shift. Couple more each leg, up and hold, down and switch, up and hold. Good. Lift, down, and up. Fantastic. Let's take it from there into some step jacks. You can either go up to overhead or out to the side. You can either step, or if you prefer to do a light jump here, this would be what we call our seal jacks, or many of you know our regular jumping jacks. So whatever you prefer, we're gonna go another 20 seconds here. There you go. Nice. Fantastic. All right, we're gonna relax the arms down. We're gonna go back to the march. And now instead of a pause, we're gonna just go punching across the body. So up and punch. If you prefer a running high knee, you're welcome to do that as well. Fantastic. So we're trying to keep the hips square while we just twist a little bit in that upper body. Good, get the breathing going. 2, 1, and go ahead and rest. From here, feet are back underneath the hips, toes still pointing straight ahead. Slight bend in the knees. Instead of rounding forward, either over the shoulders or behind the head. You're gonna stand tall and you're gonna bow forward, staying long in the spine. Engage the glutes and stand. Yep. As you hinge over, think chin in, look towards the floor in front of you. And then as you stand tall, look straight ahead. Go between 2 and 3 more, bowing forward, standing tall. Good job. Last one. If you tend to get dizzy, try to have a spot that you focus on as you stand and give yourself a break anytime you need. From those, we're gonna walk our feet out, a little bit wider base stance, arms out to the side, slight bend in that knee, and now we're gonna do our windmills. We're gonna hinge over, reach for the opposite leg. So still focus on long in the spine, bowing forward, reaching across the body. And just gradually, as you body feels, you can look to reach a little bit farther, going from the knee down to the shin, making your way towards your ankle. Engage those glutes at the top. All right, good. Walk the feet in. Next, you're gonna plant that left foot nice and solid. Have that heel pressed down. Take your right foot, step it back, just as far as you're in a comfortable, confident position. Have your right arm reaching forward. You're gonna drive into the left. You can either just step forward if you feel comfortable. You're gonna switch arms and drive that knee up. So you step back and drive up. Straight ahead, it looks like this. We're back, and then we're up. Back and up. Very good. Back and up. Good. Front heel pushes down. You can either drive the knee or just step the foot towards your front foot. Nice. Good. Couple more and then we'll switch sides. Back and up. Awesome. When you're ready, you'll place the right foot nice and solid. Left foot starts back. Left arm starts forward. Chest up, driving that right heel. As the left leg comes up, the right arm comes up. Back and up. Good. Back and up. Chest stays tall. This makes our brain do some work here. I was always messing up my arms on this one in the beginning. Back, drive up. Good job. Couple more. And last one. Up. Solid. All right. We're going to go back to that Jefferson curl. That's the one where we bring the feet in, toes straight ahead, hands on the thighs. Pull up tall out of the spine, and then from here, chin to the chest, slowly rounding forward, staying solid in your legs. And you just want to take a note, where can you reach? Your shin, your ankle, your feet. All right, if it's easy for you to get down to about the ankles or farther, then we'll go all the way to the ground when we work on our deadlifts coming up soon. If you're someone that's between your knees and your ankles and you feel quite a bit of stiffness in the back, then we'll do a little bit shorter range of motion on our deadlifts. So first we're gonna do one more cycle through, starting with our paused march. So stand up nice and tall, 2, 1, and here we go. We're gonna go 30 seconds to each. Pause march into our stepping or jumping jacks. And then we'll finish with that march and punch. That will conclude our warm-up. Nice work, everybody. Not focused on speed here, but more control, lifting through the hips. Nice, 10 seconds left. Make sure your chest is nice and tall, shoulders stacked over the hips. Wonderful, either step jacks or seal jacks. You can go overhead or to the side. Now my rhythm's off. Open, close, open, close. There we go. Good. Halfway. Nice work. 2, 1, and we're gonna finish with that march and punch. Reaching across the body, knees come up, toes come up. Focus on that breathing. Exhale. I'll usually exhale as I reach, inhale as the arms come down. So the breathing is pretty high with this. Just make sure you don't get dizzy and find what works for you. Awesome. A few more. And rest. Fantastic. Feel free to grab a drink of water. All right, we're gonna do just a little bit more to wake up the hamstrings, but now we're gonna go single leg. So heel down, toe up, slight bend the knee, either across the chest or behind the head. Let's bow forward 3 to 5 times on the same side, and then we'll switch. So you should feel how this really kind of isolates that hamstring as you're bowing forward. The leg that's supporting you, just make sure that heel stays solid. Grip with the toes. Very good. And after about 5 or less, we'll go ahead and switch sides. Same thing, other side. Plant that foot, heel down, toe up, and then we bow forward from here. Really want to emphasize being long in the spine as you send the hips back and straight up. Up, good. Couple more. And down. Fantastic. Moving into an opening for the hip flexor. Step your right foot forward, left foot back, and let's start with the arms across the body. You're gonna shift the hips forward, engage that left glute, and then rotate. Look over your right shoulder. Inhale at the center, exhale as you turn. Good, let's go about 1 more there. Very good, and then switch legs. Opposite leg steps back, front foot on the heel, and then same idea, just slightly shift those hips forward and rotate towards the lead leg. Feel like an opening in the front of that hip on the back leg. Might feel it a little bit up into the abdomen. Good job, couple more. Very nice. You can either repeat that one or come a little bit deeper into the hip flexors. We're gonna look to grab the foot. You can do this lying down if you prefer, or put the foot on the chair. Look to grab that foot, pull the heel towards the glute. Feel free to balance on something. Good job. We'll go about 20 seconds from here. Pulling that heel towards the glute. And just gently kind of pushing the thigh back. You're just looking to open the front part of the leg, hip flexors, quad. Fantastic. In between legs, go ahead and stand nice and wide. You can hold onto a chair, something countertop if you'd like, and you're gonna go side lunging here, opening the inner thigh, back to center, and then shift to the opposite side. Good job. Both feet are firmly planted. You can even grip the floor with your big toe. Just a little opening in those inner thighs. Well done. All right, and then we're gonna go same idea, but on the opposite leg for the quad stretch. Again, feel free to balance on something. We're looking to grab the right foot, pull the heel towards the glute. If you can't get the foot, repeat that stagger stance one that we did before. All right, good. 15 more seconds from here. Nice sharing, good tall chest position. There you go, Laura. Three, 2, 1, and relax out of that. Beautiful. All right, let's talk about our first circuit. If you were here last Thursday, we're gonna be using a similar movement, that single arm sumo deadlift. So it was a wide base stance. We talked about that range of motion in the warm up earlier. If the range of motion is tough for you to touch your toes, then you may only want to go about mid shin to knee height. You can either change your hands at the top, or if you don't feel comfortable with single hands, just hang on to it with both hands throughout. We'll be moving for upwards of 45 seconds, but feel free to adjust for yourself. Or you can take it all the way to the floor with one arm, switch sides, stand tall. Long in the spine, hips back and up, okay? From there, you'll be going either standing or seated, overhead press, alternating arms. So you can do it with a band or with weights. One goes up and then the other goes up. We do that for 45 seconds, and those are our 2 movements of the first round. You can also use a band. If you have a band, recommend sitting, putting it under one foot, and then you push the band up and alternate sides with that overhead reach. Any questions before we start the first set? We'll do 3 rounds, 15 seconds rest between exercises, and 30 seconds between sets. All right. And you're also welcome, if you're using like a dumbbell, you can put it vertical. So sit up a little bit taller. Sumo deadlift first, nice tall chest, 2, 1, and here we go. Engage the glutes, over and down. Good job. Remember, we're working for 45 seconds here. There's 20. I'll try to look to give you 30 seconds as well. If you want to have a little bit shorter interval, you're welcome to it. There's 30. Nice work. Chin in, tall chest. And 3, 2, 1. There's set 1. Nice job. Move into the overhead press. You're welcome to stay standing. I'm just going to come seated. It's a little bit easier to see. Weights or the bands, 2, 1, and here we go. So a lot of our movements, we focus on keeping those shoulders back and down. Our overhead press is our exception. On this one, we're gonna encourage that shoulder blade to move up, slide along the rib cage, push high to overhead. Very good. Good, almost at 30 seconds. If you're someone that tends to get quite sore, like in your upper traps or neck area, you may want to limit it to 30. That's our 30 seconds right now. So don't hesitate to rest early. Very good. And there's our 45. Everybody rest. Very good. Grab a drink. That's our first set. We'll have 30 seconds rest, and then we'll go back to those deadlifts. I'm going to continue to show the deadlift. If you were here on Thursday, we gave that option of that high pull position. If you want that extra challenge, if you have a lighter weight and you want to do a little bit more with it, feel free to do that high pull with the elbow outside the shoulder. Otherwise, back to our deadlifts, 2, 1, and here we go. Engaging the glute, over, down. Pushing your feet through the floor, staying engaged in your midsection, nice and solid. Nice job. Good, there's 30 seconds. And 3, 2, 1, there's our 45. Good job. Overhead press. I'm gonna show with the bands this time. So with the bands, I can put it around my leg, or on this instance, I'm just gonna literally sit on it. So I'll put it right underneath the hips. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Pushing up to overhead. Weights or bands. And you can even do an overhead reach without any resistance. Just helps you maintain that ability to push up to overhead and reach for things out of the cupboards. First 15 seconds done. Ideally, we like to try to see the hand reach where it's like right over top of the head. Sometimes we lose that range of motion and we end up kind of reaching out in front. It's all right, just do your best to work on it. There's 30 seconds. And typically when our range of motion is out in front, we want to focus on mobility for our upper body, our chest, and opening up our pecs. And rest. Good job. 30 seconds rest, and then we're gonna do some of those stretches after this next set. We'll have our third set coming up in 20 seconds with those deadlifts. Nice job, everybody. 10 seconds. So remember on the sumo stance, we're having our feet just outside the hips, toes mostly pointing straight ahead. We can have a slight toe out, and here we go. Engage and stand, over and down. Keep your breathing consistent. There's 15 seconds. Good. Nice high pull position, Jean. Very nice. There's our 30 seconds. Almost there. If you're going all 45, 2, 1, and rest there. Rotating to our overhead press. Bands or dumbbells. This is the end of our overhead work today. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Nice and smooth. Fantastic. That's a great overhead position, Shirley. Nice work. Good. First 15 done. Excellent, Kathy. There you go, Laura. That's a good stretch to do right now. Making good use of your time. 30 seconds done. Feel free to rest early if you'd like. Otherwise, hang in there for another 10 seconds. We're going to 45 total. 2, 1, and all done there. Nice job, everybody. First set done. All right, let's start by opening up the upper body. If you want to make your way to a doorway or a wall, or I'm going to use Mr. Tree here. Pec stretch first. I'll start on this side. So elbow, shoulder height, step forward, and then you want to lean your upper body into it. So you start to feel an opening in the front of the chest. Turn your body away. We are looking over the opposite shoulder. And let's take 3 nice deep breaths here. Breathe in. And on your exhale, just think about moving into that stretch a hair farther. 2 more cycles. Breathe in and out. Once more. Peer over the shoulder and relax. Very good. Make your way to the other side. Inside leg steps forward, leaning into it, and then again, turning your body away, looking over the opposite shoulder. 3 cycles of breathing here. Nice deep breath in, and all the way out. Twice more. Last one. Good, and shake it out. If you're at a doorway, if you're against a wall, you might want to come over to a chair or something. If you're in a doorway, grab onto the side, walk back, hang back, and then this loose arm is going to reach under. You're going to peer underneath that shoulder. And then breathe into the area where you feel that tension. It's usually somewhere along the side body. Other times you'll feel it in the low back, just depends. And when you're ready, go ahead and come on up out of that, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Walk it around, grab on, walk back, Free arm is gonna scoop under and breathe. It's one of my favorites. Stretch out that lat. Good job. Take your time coming out of that. If you haven't gotten any water in a while, feel free to go ahead and grab a drink. And then we're gonna make our way into a seated position for a little bit of a spinal twist and one more shoulder opener. And then we're gonna wake up the hips a little bit before our next circuit. So either seated in a chair or you can mimic this on the ground. All right, so first one, feet flat or cross the leg over. We're gonna go seated twist with our shoulder roll. So hand on the same side shoulder, roll it back about 10 times, peering over that shoulder. And as you're rotating around, you wanna see if you can feel that shoulder blade kind of coming up and down and rotating it back along the rib cage. Good job. When you're ready, go ahead and switch sides. Same thing, other direction. Crossing over, looking over that shoulder. And 3 times here. Rotating through. 3 times, sorry. Upwards of 10. We do a lot of 3s here. Breathing into it. Good job. From there, you can either lie on your back or follow me from the chair. We're gonna pull one knee towards the same side shoulder, and we're gonna roll the ankle around 3 to 5 times each direction. Switch when you're ready. And then switch legs. Extend out one, pull the opposite one in. Ankle rolls. And switching directions. Good, and switching legs. Next, we're gonna move into that glute stretch. So you'll pull the leg up and start to bring it across the body. On your back, you just pull it to the opposite shoulder and looking to say hello to your glutes here and through the hip. Hold this about 15 seconds. And I'm just very gently kind of moving the leg up and down, just feeling different areas through the hip there. Good, and then we'll switch sides. Same thing, opposite side. Hold the leg up, bringing it gently across. I have my foot across on the other side of the leg. Kind of moving it up and down. If you find a spot that you're like, oh, that's a good stretch, feel free to hold it still there. 5 more seconds. And relax. Good job. All right, from here, we're gonna start our next circuit. We're gonna be doing 4 cycles of this, all right? So we're gonna start, I'm gonna encourage everyone to start, being that we have 4, with the balance work on the first round, and then we'll progress it from there, all right? We're gonna be moving to the floor after we do balance work on each legs, or you can have 2 options. If you can't get on the ground, you can do your good morning where you hinge and stand, or you can use a chair to push the hips up and open here. But we're gonna do some glute bridges with some balance work that will progress into some lunge work. All right, but I'm gonna demo the glute bridge work from the floor. We're gonna start with our left foot forward like we're on a tightrope. It's called our tandem stance, and we'll progress that into a lunge if you choose to progress. So left foot forward, right foot back, and it's directly behind the opposite leg. Lift up through the core, and we're holding here for 30. So nice and smooth. It's one of those balance exercises that you're like, when I first saw it, I was like, that's not that hard. And then you get into it and you feel yourself like you really are on that tightrope. I don't even have my eyes closed yet. For anyone that wants extra challenge at the moment, you can close those eyes. Otherwise, just focus straight ahead. Whoop, 2, 1, and rest. Good job. We're just gonna turn ourselves around, just 10 seconds in between sides. So now right foot forward, left foot stands directly behind, lift up through that core. Here we go. Use this time to really make sure those shoulders are stacked right over the hips. We don't wanna have our weight forward, so staying tall. Good, halfway. Almost there. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good job. We're going to take 20 seconds, making our way either to the floor or that standing glute work. You can do the good morning or the bridge off the chair. We're going to start the first one, the feet flat on the ground. You can do all of them here, or you can elevate the feet onto a bench for later rounds. All right, 2, 1, and here we go. Driving the hips up and forward, down and relax. We're looking to get those glutes to fire, front of the hips to open. You can also do this like on a couch or a bed. If you don't feel good to get on the ground, you can lie down on the couch or go to your bedroom and practice opening those hips. It's a really good movement to work on. Check our time here, almost there. A couple more. 2, 1, and rest. Fantastic. Take your time. We're gonna have 30 seconds in between sets. You can either stay with that first round, what we did, or you can progress it where we're gonna go into a lunge position. Now I have my feet hip width apart and I'm long enough to where I could do like a stationary, lowering the knee down, coming straight up, lowering down, coming up. This front shin's vertical, heel planted. Whichever you choose, either here or the lunge. 2, 1, and here we go. So remember, you can stay with that tandem stance. You can even balance yourself here in this different position. Shouldn't have any pain in the knees or anywhere if you are doing these stationary lunges. Good, Sharon, really watch that front knee. You don't want it to shoot forward. That shin's vertical the whole time and you're lowering that back knee straight down. A little better, you still have that forward shift. Sometimes you need a little bit longer stance. 2, 1, and rest. Switching sides. Good job. So opposite leg forward. 2, 1, and here we go. Good control. Front heel is planted. Nice and smooth. Good, Kathy. We're halfway through. Well done. 2, 1, and rotate. Good job. Making your way to the ground or the seated glute bridges. You can keep your feet on the ground, or if you have a bench or a chair and you want to work more into the hamstrings, you can put the feet up on a tabletop here. All right, 2, 1, and here we go. Hips up and open, down and relaxed. Firing those glutes. Very good. 10 seconds left. And again, if you have any pinching in that low back, don't push your hips quite as far open. And go ahead and rest. Nice job. All right, that's 2 down. We're gonna go 2 more cycles of that. If you did do these lunge squats with us a few weeks ago, maybe you wanna alternate balance work and lunge work if you're particularly sore. So just decide for your own body. If you're advanced with lunges, you can also elevate that back leg and make it a rear foot elevated lunge, or hold weights. All right, set the foot. We're gonna go left foot forward first. And remember, we can stick with that tandem stance. 2, 1, and here we go. Either balance or that stationary lunge. That looks better, Sharon, good. Back knee comes straight down towards the floor. Only come down as far as you're confident. Good work. We're over halfway. 5 seconds. Good, and switching legs. 10 seconds between sides. 2, 1, and here we go. Front heel planted. Front shin stays vertical. Can you reach the arms out to the side if you feel better for your balance there as well? Fantastic, good. Looks smooth, Jean. We're almost there. And 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Making your way to the floor or a bench. I'm gonna go back to the regular glute bridge this time. This will be our second to last set. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Hips up and open, down relaxed. Continuing to breathe. And you can focus on the glute and all, you can even like use the muscles of your pelvis. Like getting everything to contract in there. Good job, let's go. 2 more. And last one. And relax. Beautiful. All right, that's the end of 3. If this is your first time doing these movements, you might want to take a break on set 4. Otherwise, we'll go in 20 seconds, left leg forward. And if you've been doing all those tandem stances and want something a little bit different, you could go to a single leg stance whoop, on that last round. 10 seconds till we start. I'll show those stationary lunges again. I'll hold just a little bit of weight this time. So we'll hold the weight up at the chest. If you choose to hold weight. 3, 2, 1, and begin. Good job. Front heel planted. Moving with control. Well done. Nice, Laura. Good balance work. 2, 1, and rest and rotate. Woohoo! Hello, glutes. Standing tall, right foot forward this time, and here we go. Last of the single leg work. We don't want to rush these. We want to have good focus movements. Move through that range of motion that you feel confident with. And 3, 2, 1, and rotating. Last bit of glute bridges. Remember, you can do it from a seated position, pushing the hips up and forward. If you can't do any of those, you can do a simple good morning, standing tall, opening the hips. I'm going to elevate the feet this time. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hips up and open. There you go, Shirley. Perfect. Good, Sharon. Couple more. Hello, hamstrings. And last one. Beautiful, and relax. Those of you that are down to the floor, go ahead and pull both legs into the chest. Rock yourself side to side. If you're standing, feel free to make your way to a chair, or you can just stand up and just kind of twist side to side. So I just kind of look over one shoulder, back to center, look over the other shoulder. Get some rotation in. All right, we've done 2 big circuits. We've got 1 more to go. If you're feeling a little run down, don't hesitate to say, all right, I did enough for the day. Otherwise, 2 exercises in the last piece. We're going to be doing either a squat if you want to work a little bit more legs, or you can do a march if you want to give the squatting work a rest. with weight or without. If you're gonna hold weights, you may hold 2 up at the shoulders and do your squats from here. Just having your feet planted, slight toe out. You're also welcome to do your squats to a chair or a bench if that would allow you to feel more secure, where you would control down, try not to plop, and then stand tall. Control down, push the feet and stand, okay? 45 seconds or whatever you choose to do, and then we're gonna transfer to either an elevated plank where you get support on either the chair or a countertop. You can hold a plank here or move into what we call a plank row, where you shift the weight to one side, pull that elbow up above your torso, shift and row, all right? If you feel comfortable working off the floor, you can do same idea or hold weights. If you have them where they can rest on their sides, you plant the weights, and then either from the toes or your knees, you pull the elbows high above the torso, alternating sides. This will also be for 45 seconds, and then we'll rest for 30. I'm gonna take you through a total of 4 sets. And if you don't wanna do the squat, like I said, you could do a march where you hold weight or not, and you'll march for 45 seconds while we're doing the squats. Any questions before we begin? I'll show the first round elevated for the rows, and then I'm gonna go to the floor for the others. All right. We're gonna go in 10 seconds, first set. And remember, there's no assigned rest between exercises, so just transition when you're ready. 3, 2, 1, and begin. Either full squats or back to the chair. Oops, make sure you know where it is behind you. Here, and stand, or march. Just gonna do a little combo here the first round, so you can choose what's best for you. Good, the march or the unassisted squat would be somewhere like this, chest tall. We're cut up on our first 30 seconds. There's 30, 15 to go if you're doing the full 45. Good breathing. 2, 1, and rotate. Go into either the Renegade row or the plank row, right to it. Whenever you're ready. Elbows come high above the torso, staying strong in the midsection. Good. There you go, Shirley. Yep. And the hand that I'm supporting on, wide handprint. So splay the fingers as wide as you can. So you can really have a good base of support. And then lifting up through those shoulders. Nice, Kathy, good positioning. Good, 10 seconds left, and then we'll have 30 seconds to rest. Good work, Laura. 2, 1, and we're resting. Nice job, everybody. That's set 1. We'll do a total of 4. Awesome. Feel free to do every other round if that feels best for you, or join us for all 4. We're going in 10 seconds. Set 2, we'll be back with either the squats or the march. 2, 1, and begin. So you're welcome to march in place, or we're joining us for the squats. Chest up. Knees push out, heels push down. And while we're focused on those heels pushing down, also keep your toes engaged. So don't just lift those toes up, push them down into the floor. That's gonna keep a nice strong arch of your foot. Awesome job. There's 30 seconds done. Good job, Jean. Chest tall, looking straight ahead. Awesome squats, Kathy. And rotate. Either plank rows or Renegade rows. If you're on the floor on your feet, I recommend a wider base stance. So feet outside the hips. And watch that support arm that you don't hyperextend through the elbow. Good, breathe and move. Good bracing. Awesome. Nice, Sharon. We're 35 seconds in. 2, 1, all done there. Nice work. 30 seconds rest, that's our halfway point. We have 2 more rotations of that. Awesome job, guys. Guys and gals. All right, 15 seconds. Say encouraging things to yourself. Let go of any criticism. 2, 1, and begin. Sitting back, standing tall. I was talking to a lady that this weekend who comes to the evening sessions of this, and she was telling me how the exercises, as far as these parts, don't really intimidate her, but she gets really hard on herself when we're doing our twisting stretches, because she had it that she was bad at them. And then I watched her do them, and she actually was better than she thought. 30 seconds done. Just an example of how what we perceive for ourselves is not oftentimes reality for others. Breathing and moving. 2, 1, and rotate. Either plank row or renegade row. You can begin as soon as you're ready and in position. Continue to hold strong. Good bracing. Nice high elbow. Thinking about pulling that shoulder blade back as you pull that weight or your hand in towards your torso. There's 30 seconds. Good job. 5 more if you're going the full 45. And rest. Awesome. There's set 3. We have 1 more to go. Or the time to take a seat and encourage everyone for that last round. All right, 15 seconds if you're joining us. If you've been doing the squats and you feel like your legs need a break, don't hesitate to switch over to the march. Set the feet, 2, 1, and begin. Smooth range of motion. Taking your time for that bottom position. We're focused to keep our functionality strong, our joints and body nimble. Nice work, good. There you go. We're over 30 seconds. Come up on the last little bit here. Getting ready to rotate and head to your plank. Renegade or plank rows. Holding strong. Elbow high. 20 seconds done. Keep your hips and shoulders as square as you can as you pull that arm up and in. There's 30. 40. And 45. All done. Woo. High fives, high tens. Excellent, good. Grab a drink, walk it out, and then we'll stretch. All right, let's start with a little bit of upper body. You can do this seated or standing. Those that you know are tricep side bend. Reach up, ribs down, shin in, bend the elbow. And then we're gonna do 5 times to the side. Bending to the side, back to neutral. Breathe in and out. Good job. As you come back up to vertical, pull that chin in, staying as tall as you can. Let's go ahead and shake out the arms in between. Arm swings, alternating which arm's on top. Excellent. Good, then we'll go other arm. Reaching it up, ribs down, bend that elbow, grab. You can either just hold it here, or if you feel good for that side bend, stretching out the side body. Excellent. Couple more. And last one. Beautiful. Behind the back stretch next. Either interlacing the fingers or hanging on to a band or a towel, and pull the arms back and up with the option of that forward fold. If you go into the forward fold, feet wide, slight bend in the knees, strong in the core, bringing it up to overhead. Go ahead and come out of that when you're ready. Fantastic. Either standing, or if you want to come down to the floor, we'll go, we're going to revisit that quad stretch. So we're going to grab the foot. I'm going to go ahead and take it down to the ground. Change up the demo a little bit. So we'll grab the foot, pull the heel towards the glute, and we're going to hold for 30 this time. If you're standing and need a break before 30, or if anyone needs a break in general, give it to yourself. There's 10. So this is a good one to do, especially the next couple of days. If you find that your quads are talking to you, that's 20, another 10 seconds. Movement is good because you're going to get more blood flow in that area. 3, 2, 1, and go ahead and rotate sides. Sometimes when we get sore, we don't always want to move, but it is a really good thing to do because it keeps the blood flow going, helps that area to heal. But ideally, we don't want you to get especially sore from these sessions, so don't hesitate to reach out to me if you are getting overly sore. And then a reminder, those of you that are here for the live classes, we're going to be switching to Mondays and Thursdays starting in October. 5 more seconds, so I'll give you a little bit more time between sessions for recovery. 2, 1, and relax there. Good. If you're on the floor, let's lie on your back. Otherwise, just going to look over each shoulder from a chair. If you're on your back, we're going to pull the legs up, core strong, and it's going to bring the legs across the body, looking over the opposite shoulder. Those of you that are seated, you could also do that one with the shoulder rolls, crossing the legs that we did earlier in the hour. Side to side. Good job. Once more each side. Up and back. Very good. And then we're going to go figure 4. So again, seated, we did it earlier, bringing the foot towards the opposite leg. On the floor, we'll sit back, or lie back, excuse me, and pull that leg in towards the chest. So opening the outer hip, we're going to hold this one for 20. Breathing. Good. Another 10 seconds. Just gently feel that hip opening. If it feels too intense, please back out of it. Good. Rest and rotate. Same thing other side. Work your way in. And begin when you're ready. Good. Another 10 seconds here. And relax. Nice. Go ahead and make your way up. you're on the floor, let's stop for one more before you get up. You're gonna place the hands beneath the hips, or excuse me, hands beneath the shoulders. I've got my knees walked in together, and I'm gonna gently rock the hips side to side. Call it hip rock. Good. From here, keep doing that. We're gonna do this one next, but I'm gonna show it seated. Okay, the quadruped rotations or seated rotations. Those of you that are standing or seated, you can mimic that hip rock. It's kind of like rocking your hips side to side, like while you're balancing on like a couch or a chair. You just kind of feel it in the low back a little bit, in the outer hips. And then our last, kind of a stretch, almost more of a mobility piece, is we're gonna give some rotation to our mid back. So we're gonna go hand behind the head, either on all fours like I just demoed, or to the opposite thigh. Sit tall and rotate. Anywhere between 5 and 10 on each side. I'll take you through 5. Take your time in that open position. Really peer over the shoulder. Let all the air out of your lungs. It reminds me of like, as if I'm trying to like wring out my rib cage and torso like a towel. Good movement there. All right, if you haven't switched sides, let's go ahead and do the same thing on the opposite side. Down and close, up and open. Couple more. Last one. Wonderful. All right, everybody. That concludes our session for today. You can go ahead and stop the recording. Have a few minutes. Thanks for being here. Thanks for taking care of your bodies. Hope to see you next time.